Lost my all and I got it back. That's my hustle and ambition. Never lose sight on the path. I had to tunnel my vision.
We are live from the Motor City. Welcome to Detroit in an Eastern Conference contest for the Pistons. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. Look at the Heat.
And they face this team just once more after tonight. So they lost that first matchup. They're looking to get this one to boost their confidence and give themselves a chance to win the season series. And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
And Morant's got the ball here for the Pistons. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. I was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff for a minute. I asked Coach about facing off against Bam Adebayo, and he told me the dangerous thing about Bam is his versatility. He's able to play different roles for his team depending on the matchup. And that versatility makes it difficult to game plan against him. Guys?
Thank you, David.
This is how athletic Morant is, a point guard who possesses incredible athleticism.
Here's Iverson, now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that Bad Boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town. And those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas, but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the Bad Boys.
Here's Iverson, following the score by Akeem Olajuwon. Fires from 18, and that's off the glass and in. Iverson's got his second bucket of the night.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Going inside. Here's Ware. Detroit with the rebound.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he laid it straight up and in.
And stolen by Iverson. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Pass to Ware. To the paint. It's stolen by Buzelis. And now the fast break. Olajuwon with the ball. And Ware pulls it down. Miami trailing. Sweet move. Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
And maybe that's why he's nicknamed Bam. Taking contact, bam, bam.
Morant looking around. Fires for 3. Detroit, no good that time either.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
The drive by Iverson. Misses from short range. Pass break Detroit. Here's Castle. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
That's a confident shot right there by the rookie. Castle wants to keep improving that part of his game.
1:41 left here in the first quarter. Outside, Hero. Here's Mitchell. There's the drive. That's in there. Love with the assist. And Morant's got the ball here for Detroit. For the three. And that's collected by Love. And so here is Miami. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
With his soft touch around the rim, Buzelis should score a lot of points in the paint over his career.
Now, Hero. Nothing on the board. No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. Morant with it. And then Morant slams it in.
And leave it up to Morant to put on a show. What a spectacular dunk.
Mitchell up top. Inside. Love. And he converts the layup.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. The Pistons lead it. 19 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And here's Morant. He's got 6. Just 5 to shoot. From outside the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. Morant's got 9. And Mitchell launches it from deep. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. John Morant has been leading the charge, guys. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
Wide open. Iverson, no luck.
He loved to make them pay for giving up that wide-open jumper, just unable to do so.
To the middle. It's deflected. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hackett. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Ja Morant was the first NBA guard in a quarter century to lead the league in points in the paint. He says, I can't just rely on dunking every single play, so I need different types of finishes to get my shot off, whether it's high off the glass, the reverse, or hanging in the air forever. And Kevin, he just says it so casually. Back to you.
I know it. But look, David, he doesn't do it casually, right? He is a one-man circus. GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
Size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
And that one's good, Iverson. Pistons leading by 8. Morant outside. And they double up Morant. And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Clock at 6. And the dunk by Stewart.
Stewart, even though he's built a little stocky, can get up off the deck, that time with a huge jam.
Iverson outside. Shoots over Dort. And that one hits back iron.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
As a passer, Morant has developed great instincts, and he's going to exploit those gaps in the D.
Now here's Iverson. He's got 6. Stolen by Dort. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Morant.
Absolutely fearless. Morant willing to put his body on the line in order to make plays.
Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
Iverson left side. Shoots over Dort. Rebound by the Pistons.
Cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
Pass to Buzelis. Morant with a wide open look. Traps in the tray. Morant's got 5 points now this quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Adebayo high post. Mitchell in the corner. Deflects the pass. 3-on-3. Here's Buzelis. And there's another one for the Pistons. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for Detroit.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
Well, one thing that's noticeable is just tremendous energy from everybody, and they put that into their transition play, and all that hustle is paying off.
Both teams will make substitutions. Down low, here's Adebayo.
And every bit of the body control right there for Adebayo out there, going right through the contact.
You know, Brent, when you wonder why GMs take a risk on project big men, Bam Adebayo is an example of why they do just that.
Yeah, Kevin, it's not always about the project working out. It's about teams that have a plan for the project. And certainly Miami was able to do that. You have to credit Bam. He put the work in. The guy has been solid. He's an all-star. He's continuing to improve, and he gives you everything on both ends of the floor every night.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And the basket by Elijah Wan.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Now Hero. Still scoreless. Driving inside.
And a great burst from Hero as he gets up for the jam.
Now the Pistons with it. They're on a 20-7 run. Right side, Conley. Pass to Stewart. It's in there. Conley with the assist. Stewart's got 7 points.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
And Bam with great hands there to leap up and time that one.
Kicks it out to Elijah Wan. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That one on Love.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. This is his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good. Detroit making a switch here. Good on both. Morant outside. And he slams it down right on top of Bam Adebayo.
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And so it's the Detroit Pistons controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David.
Already an MVP caliber talent, Morant is all about continuing to get better, as well as competing for titles.
Count that one. Adebayo's got 9. You know, it used to be teams hoarded their cap space to make a big splash in free agency. But, Brent, why is that less common now?
Well, really the mechanisms for you to retain and maintain your star power has gotten easier for teams as they have gone out for big extensions to make sure that their star is shining brightest.
Iverson right side. And the rebound goes to the Pistons.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Out to Morant. No good with the triple. The Heat trailed by 20. The drive by Iverson. And the dunk by Iverson.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Morant outside. And finished off by Morant.
We all know Ja's capability to fill it up, and he is showing it here tonight.
One thing you can pretty much count on with the Heat, Brent Berry, they're going to grind it out.
This team has always been built around tenacity and toughness. Even with the big three, with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh, there was a bit of a metamorphosis with the way LeBron approached games. Kind of being hated on was something they embraced, and that culture demands that hustle accountability and will consistently be about their culture.
And Morant throws it down.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Outside Conley, out left to the wing. No one covering. Stewart's got 10 points in the game.
Well, good sign here as Stewart showing he has the range to step back and do that.
Here's Iverson. He's got 12. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. And it goes down 2 points.
Could come down to selection. Bad shots in the first half. Here in the second, using his head, finding some more efficient opportunities to score.
Pass to Abaji. Back to Olajuwon. Shot clock at 6. And Ware pulls it down. The Heat trailed by 21. Iverson with the ball. Conley picks him up. And a missed layup. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Detroit Pistons. Over in the corner, Olajuwon. And it's off from three-point range. .109 left to play here in the third. Here's Iverson. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. The Heat have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. Free throw good, Iverson. And the Pistons making a change here. And both free throws good for Iverson. And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city, plus he's already got a street named after him.
Iverson outside. An easy 2 points on the layup. Iverson's got 18 points.
Feels like the other 4 guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
Conley into the lane. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. The Heat trailed by 19.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Iverson with the bucket.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Stewart a screen. Conley into the lane. Fires the 3. It's not going to go for him. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Pistons lead by 17. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Detroit leading by 17. Now here's Morant. Olajuwon. And the baseline jumper, no good.
He lacks defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
Kicks it out to Mitchell. The 3-pointer off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Olajuwon.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. On the wing, Wiggins. The good-looking shot from the wing. So it's the Pistons now. 17-point game. Here's the screen. And Morant throws it down.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Abaji pulls it in. Detroit leading by 19 points. Buzelis' shot is good.
How about that finish by Buzelis, the rookie, getting it done.
Here's Wiggins. Jaquez outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Jaquez has got himself on the board with 3 there. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. And the Pistons lead by 21.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. And a wide-open look for Hero. Again, the miss by the Heat.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
The 3 from Morant. Another 3 for Detroit.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Lets it go from 14. That one a little long.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it. Teardrop
shot. Pass to Olajuwon. And now the fast break. Mitchell with the ball. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And Wiggins showing a bit of strength, even with that frame of his, able to take the punishment and still get the score.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
They bullied the defense here in the paint. Look at all of those buckets inside. Just hard to defend in the paint.
They've also put an emphasis on driving inside in this game. The defense hasn't been able to stop them from finding those gaps.
Olajuwon, right side. Six for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
Hero from long range. Detroit with the rebound. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter of this one.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Detroit.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, but an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And now on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And in a three-game season series, they take the first two, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for John Morant.
So sharp on the passing tonight. You know, guys can get into a rhythm that way, too.
Wiggins inside the line. No good with the wing jumper. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
Here's Olajuwon. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Love. And he can't get the first one. And Miami making a change here. No luck that time either. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Heat. Shot clock at 5. Fires from way outside. No good on that one.
And, well, when you let the shot clock run down that far, that's the kind of shot you're going to end up with.
And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. They poured it out tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here...
Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. So glad you can join us from the beautiful Target Center, the home of the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. And, of course, Naz Reid. This is their first game without him.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, they didn't just let him go for nothing. I mean, they got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
And Iverson gets it to go.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
Now, here's Doncic. Right on the bucket.
And inside, Luka knows the bucket is there, so he is willing to fight for it.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Adebayo. Takes it off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
The three from George.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Here's Hero. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
The Hero comes into the game in attack mode, going right at the defense off the dribble.
Well, Brent, since entering the NBA, Tyler Hero has been a constant scoring threat.
Yeah, Kevin, the scoring for Tyler Hero is always going to be there. He is a bucket, but the defensive improvement and really just the physicality that he needs to play with. Those are areas that Tyler could shore up a little bit to make sure he's on the floor for some of the biggest moments of a season.
And both free throws good for Iverson. And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Like that's some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Here's Doncic after the made shot from Allen Iverson. Back to Doncic. Will it go? It's hauled in by the Heat. Things really clicking for him at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
Now, Hero. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Wallace looking for an opening. To the middle. Here's Gobert. Andrew Wiggins grabs the board. Miami leading by 6. Here's Iverson. He can't hit that time. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Timberwolves. Outside, George. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got 5.
And George is deadly from deep. That'll give you some longevity in this league.
And the Heat making a change here. Here's Mitchell. Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in the games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind, and it's fun to watch. Doncic with the bucket.
Creating space, Doncic will move defenders around.
The Heat with the lead. Mitchell outside. Pass to Hero. Shoots the 3. Miami no good on that time either. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
And here's Gobert. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And sometimes it's as simple as this. Throw it up anywhere near Gobert, and he's going to finish it.
Right side Hero. Drills the three-pointer. Hero's got his second bucket of the night.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Got to fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
It's taken away by Wallace. Stolen by Hero. And he goes in for the dunk.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Heat lead by 4. On target. 15. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Miami.
I like how they've worked the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
Well, they've really attacked off of the turnovers, so leaking out and capitalizing on fast break stuff.
And it's Doncic missing.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Jaquez.
And we've talked about the skill. Doncic has polished his game at a very young age, and that pump fake was a seasoned veteran's move.
Greg, you think about oversized point guards, and the gold standard has always been Magic Johnson. Now you look at Luka Doncic, and he's certainly big for that position.
Definitely some positive similarities, right? But the big difference is one of those guys has 5 rings, and that's not a knock on Doncic. This is a team sport, but Magic's ability to affect winning was right there with another MJ, Michael Jordan.
Jaquez with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins is down. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Aggressive move there from Jaquez. He can put a lot of pressure on your defense.
The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And a big part of perimeter defense, Greg, avoiding screens. What are some of the tricks of the trade in that regard?
Well, sometimes you have to get skinny. I mean, other times it's using your strength. A lot goes into it. Also, getting a cadence for the screener. It's one of the more challenging aspects of NBA defense.
Shot clock at 5. George, no good.
Man, I thought he was making that in so close. That's some aggressive defense.
Here's Iverson. With the shot. Rebound, Minnesota.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Fires from deep. Maxey, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Mitchell outside. It's deflected. Here's Bona. Hasn't made one yet.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Mitchell with it. He lobs it up. And the dunk by Iverson.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. It's good. Nice touch there from Maxey.
And in that pick-and-roll action, you have to stop the ball first. Maxey too good with the rock in his hands.
Iverson. And stolen by Diallo. And now the Timberwolves on the break. That ties the game. Bona's got his first points of the game.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
The defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
The Heat making a switch here. Hero, that's a two-pointer. Scored the basket. His fourth. He's only missed one of his 5 shots tonight.
That's what Hero is. He's a shot maker, a guy who figures out ways to put the ball into the bucket.
The 3 for Doncic. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
And it's Allen Iverson with the foul. That's his first foul. 1:33 left to play here in the second quarter. And here is Wallace. No scoring in this one. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, he couldn't connect on anything from outside in the first quarter, but now he's hit 2 threes in the second quarter, and he looks much better.
Here's Iverson. Miami again turning it over. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David.
And Gobert showing how much he wanted that basket.
Iverson outside. Pass to Ware to end the run. It's rebounded by Doncic. Timberwolves leading by 6. Johnson the screen. 16 feet away. Back to Doncic. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it go with the 3. Here's Wallace. Wiggins with the block.
Well done, Andrew Wiggins. If he can sustain that kind of energy on the defensive end, boy, he's an asset out there.
12 seconds left in the first half. Iverson outside. Out to the right wing. The three-pointer, no good. And so it's Minnesota with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Maxey, and it's blocked. And it's the Heat on the break. And it's Iverson missing.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
It is incredible that George is playing, Brent, at such a high level after his injury history is taken into account.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, one of the more horrific injuries in terms of the way it presented itself and what we saw Paul George go through. But this guy has not missed a beat. He continues to be really the most stable part of any organization that he's joined, and he's been in a few places. That has not affected the way that he's approached the game on both ends of the floor, and is certainly still one of the top 15 players in the game.
The backcourt today as good as it gets, and they've earned the green light every time they touch the ball.
There's the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. George has got the lead up to 9 now for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
On offense, here are the Heat. Now Hero. 9 points in the game so far. Now here's Mitchell. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Heat missing.
And they continue to control the glass.
The Timberwolves shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And George wants to compete for titles, especially considering that he's in the back half of his career.
just over a minute and a half at pass here in the third quarter. That one goes. Count it.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Outside, Hero. Clock at 6. Shoots over Doncic. Here's Adebayo. And it's Bona with the rebound.
Anyway, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker
room. Here's Carrington. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota had, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Pass to Adebayo. Looking to end the run. And Adebayo throws it down.
Yeah, you try your best defensively to push Bam away from the rim. That's easier said than done.
There's the pick. Puts up a deep three. Carrington, that's good. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. Again, Adebayo missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Pass to George. Lets the three fly. And another three for Minnesota.
He doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Hero. He's got 9. To the paint. Can't stop the alley-oop home. Timberwolves leading by 18. Back to George. Gobert in the corner. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Hawkins. Gobert, no good. The Heat trailed by 18. Has to Ware. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
Miami shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Here's Doncic. He's got 13. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Let's go. And that's collected by Love. And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Here's Ware. Doncic with the steal. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Doncic has got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, he's got to knock that down if you give it to him. Uncompetitive there defensively.
The defense also looking defeated. The lack of hustle.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The Heat trailed by 17. Higgins outside. Pass to Mitchell. Doncic with the steal. In for his 7th make in 14 tries. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. That aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
And all game long, they've been finding blocks. They're focused on strong rim protection has helped stifle the opposing team's offense.
Timberwolves leading by 16. And it's Allen Iverson with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. First team foul. Miami on defense. Pass to Bona. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. One thing you can pretty much count on with the Heat, Brent Barry, they're going to grind it out.
This team has always been built around tenacity and toughness. Even with the big three, with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh, there was a bit of a metamorphosis with the way LeBron approached games. Kind of being hated on was something they embraced, and that culture demands that hustle accountability and will consistently be about their culture.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts. And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
The drive by Iverson. And basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. A nice shot by Doncic.
The skill of Doncic at 6'7", 230, it makes him an impossible matchup defensively.
Here's Iverson. Pass to Love. Now here's Adebayo. Back to Iverson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. And he can't hit the second.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Here's Adebayo. Again, the miss by the Heat. Timberwolves leading by 18. Doncic feeling it out. Shoots. It's hauled in by the Heat. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Here's Iverson. Johnson with the rebound. Left side, George. Over Adebayo. And the wing jumper offline. The Heat trailed by 18. Iverson with the ball. He's picked up by Doncic. Pass to Love. Good on the triple. Love's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, it helps to have a big man who can shoot it. Kevin Love can certainly do that, letting that one fly.
Doncic outside. The shot by George, wide open.
Timeout.
And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand. His teammates cannot be happy with him, guys. He would have been better off resetting the offense and looking for a better shot opportunity.
Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play. So Doncic will go to the free throw line. That's on Allen Iverson. A trend in the NBA, and one Brent that I like, new downtown arenas. They seem to be everywhere.
Well, Kevin, it's because you love to eat so much, and the restaurants are nearby, so walking distance helps. But yeah, it invigorates the city. You have people clamoring to get to the arena, to get out of the offices early, and it really brings the community together. So you love to see that kind of energy and buzz around any NBA stadium.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Timberwolves.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Luka Doncic.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating.
Fires from way outside. And it's Miami with the rebound. 26 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Ware. Back to Iverson. Paul George with the steal. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. They poured it out tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do.
It was just us. Drive, having my ride, pay me that. On the west side, on the 110, swinging. Let's grill, let's spill, spin a few crumbs. Pop smoke, young, no too much. Spaceships, fake boat, Kanye, young, don't stay too long. Big truck, big wheel, big rock, them probably hate my guts. Tryna gain my trust, but it's all love lust. I'm a cool cat. Yeah, tell them I'm a top dog. Rollin' with them, let the outside, but she doing donuts. Yeah, got the money in the headlight. Big dog every time we hit the red lights. Just shine, ain't nothing but a good day. Don't didn't teach him how to pump fake. Big shot. Tell them I'm a cool cat. Yeah, tell them I'm a top dog. Rollin' with them, let the outside, but she doing donuts. Yeah, got the money in the headlight. Big dog every time we hit the red lights. Just shine, ain't nothing but a good day. Big shot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
If we locked in, ain't no switching up. Brody came home, went to pick him up. My mans, I'm riding with a picture of. Shoot back to the crib, went to track hard. Got it tinted up, caught him outside. Now he in a, ain't no falling off. I done put 2 million up. Ain't no falling off. I done put 2 million up. Catches at the light, like ain't no light at the. You ain't big enough. Know them youngins mean business when they in that rental truck. They gon' spin till they dizzy or to pick them up. I've been focused on this paper.